Well, good evening once again. Day 1432 of the Trump administration, leaving 30 days until the inauguration of Joe Biden as our 46th president. As we enter the second week of the vaccine rollout, and as we enter life with a second vaccine now in the pipeline, there are growing concerns tonight about a new strain of the coronavirus that has emerged in the UK mostly. Scientists in Great Britain say it appears to be much more contagious than others that we have seen thus far. Now, parts of the UK are under a more strict lockdown. Dozens of countries, including Canada, France, Germany, have suspended incoming flights from the UK for now. So far, no indication the U.S. plans to join them. One White House coronavirus task force member today explained what U.S. officials know so far.
The variant that's being discussed was first identified in September, so it's not something that just arose in the last week. There is no evidence of, nor reason to believe, it is not any more lethal or any more dangerous than the normal coronavirus. There is also no evidence to suggest nor reason to believe that it would evade our vaccines that we have right now.
Possible, though, that if the updates come in that we might ban travel from the United Kingdom?
I think everything needs to be on the table.
The news about this new strain comes as the number of cases in our country now tops 18 million, and our death toll now stands at over 320,000 souls. It also coincides with day one of the rollout of the Moderna vaccine, which received, you'll recall, that emergency approval last week. Meanwhile, President-elect Joe Biden rolled up his sleeves for the first dose of his first shot. He got the Pfizer shot, offered praise for the vaccine effort.
I think that the administration deserves some credit getting this off the ground with Operation Warp Speed.
And all this unfolding as Donald Trump appears to be opening up a new front in his fight to hang on to power and not leave the White House. This evening, his chief of staff, Mark Meadows, posted this, quote, "Several members of Congress just finished a meeting in the Oval Office with President Trump preparing to fight back against mounting evidence of voter fraud. Stay tuned." This is the chief of staff to the president. There have been reports that Trump allies in the House are planning to challenge the Electoral College certification of Biden's victory during a session on January 6. That was all but confirmed tonight by Republican Congressman Jody Hice of Georgia, who was at the meeting, and also confirmed Pence was there. Quote, "Big meeting today with Donald Trump, the VP, the president's legal team, Freedom Caucus, other members of Congress. I will lead an objection to Georgia's electors on January 6th. The courts refused to hear the president's legal case. We're going to make sure the people can." Earlier, Trump again made false claims about a massive election victory when he called into a conference for young conservatives in Florida.
We won this election in a landslide. They dropped hundreds of thousands of ballots in each state. It's all documented. The problem is we need a party that's going to fight it. We have some great congressmen and women that are doing it, and we have others, some great fighters. But we won this in a landslide. They know it, and we need backing from, like, the Justice Department, and other people have to finally step up.
Tonight, the Washington Post reports, quote, "President Trump has turned to a ragtag group of conspiracy theorists, media-hungry lawyers, and other political misfits in a desperate attempt to hold on to power after his election loss." Members of the group assembled in the Oval Office on Friday for a marathon meeting that lasted for more than 4 hours and included discussion of tactics ranging from imposing martial law in swing states to seizing voting machines through executive fiat. The meeting exploded into shouting matches, and outside advisors and White House aides clashed over the lack of a cohesive strategy and disagreed about the constitutionality of some of the proposed solutions. And there's this not to be outdone from the New York Times. The White House counsel, Pat Cipollone, and the White House chief of staff, Mark Meadows, repeatedly and aggressively pushed back on the ideas being proposed. Mr. Cipollone told Mr. Trump there was no constitutional authority for what was being discussed. One of the lawyers at that Friday meeting in the Oval was Sidney Powell, the full-on conspiracy theorist who has promoted the false claim that Venezuelan communists somehow programmed U.S. voting machines to flip votes for Biden. The Times also reports Trump entertained the idea of naming her as special counsel to investigate election fraud. Today, Attorney General Bill Barr, with 2 days left on the job, threw cold water on that suggestion, as well as the idea of the feds seizing voting machines.
Does the president have the legal authority to order the seizure of voting machines around the country?
I see no basis now for seizing machines by the federal government.
Do you believe there's enough evidence to warrant a special counsel to investigate that, perhaps Sidney Powell or someone else?
Well, if I thought a special counsel at this stage was the right tool and was appropriate, I would name one, but I haven't, and I'm not going to.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.